Hello, family. God bless you. It's the time you've been waiting for. Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. Whew. Well, let me tell you, we are on the cusp of the 2023 primary election on February 28th. I am extremely excited because we now have a mayoral candidate for that office. His name is Sawyer. You've known him. He's been holding down the 6th Ward for many years, and he's put his hat in the race for mayor. But let me tell you, over the course of the last week, we've been really busy at Senior Talk. So 2 things we're going to take care of now. We're going to do our opening. Then we're going to bring you into a video that instructs you how to vote using a new voting system. A lot of us know that our districts have changed, but we just want to put this mission out that I'm putting in front of you from the Chicago Board of Elections. And then our candidate is en route. He's taking care of some business. You know, when you're in the race, you got to keep moving. So he is actively engaging other people. We're going to share some videos. We'll have him join us pretty soon. But everyone, stay tuned. Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard, brought to you by Senior Votes Matter, our campaign initiative. We'll be right back after this message.
Some mayoral candidates promise you the world. I delivered. My dad showed me how to get things done, so I worked with cops and activists to pass the police oversight law. I pushed through parking meter reform and a $15 minimum wage. It's time to deliver progress for all of Chicago.
Stay tuned. We got one more commercial. This one is coming to you from the Board of Elections because we definitely need to see this one. Everyone stay tuned.
To be a voter in Illinois, you need to be a U.S. citizen, at least 18 years of age by Election Day, and claim only one voting address. Check your registration status online at chicagoelections.gov. Click on Your Voter Information. Enter your address and last name. Already registered? You're ready to go. If you're not registered or need to update your address, watch our video, How to Register to Vote, with step-by-step instructions. Once registered, you can vote by mail, vote at any early voting site, or vote at your designated polling place on Election Day. When you vote by mail, you avoid long lines and make your home your polling place. If you're considering voting by mail, watch our video that will guide you through the process. Early voting is the option to vote in person before Election Day. In Chicago, more than 50 early voting sites are open the 2 weeks before Election Day. Chicago voters may use any early voting site in the city. To find early voting sites, go to chicagoelections.gov. Click the early voting link for hours and locations. Before voting, get your sample ballot at Your Voter Information on the website. Make notes that you may bring with you when you vote. All early voting locations have touchscreen voting. You'll be issued a ballot activation card. Insert the card with the arrow up. Voters may refer to their notes to simplify the voting process. Make your selections and then review them. If you want to change a selection, go back, touch that choice again, and then make a new selection. After completing your review, print your ballot. Then place the ballot in a privacy sleeve and remove the voter card. Take the ballot in the privacy sleeve to the ballot scanner. There, the election worker can initial the ballot without revealing your ballot, which then can be fed into the ballot scanner. Return the plastic card to the early voting workers. On Election Day, you must vote at your precinct polling place. Your precinct polling place appears on chicagoelections.gov under Your Voter Information. At your polling place, you'll be given a choice of using the touchscreen or paper ballot. Follow these instructions when using a paper ballot. Next to each candidate's name is a number. To the right of each selection on the ballot is an oval. To mark a selection, use the ballot marking pen to fill in the oval. Select only one candidate for each office, unless the instructions say otherwise. For example, for this office, you may select up to 3 candidates. The write-in space is for writing in or voting for a candidate who is not on the ballot. If you write in a candidate who's not on the ballot, fill in the oval just as you would for a candidate whose name appears on the ballot. If you make a mistake on a paper ballot, go back to the judges of election. Ask them to spoil your first ballot and give you a new one. After you made your selections on the paper ballot, place it in a privacy sleeve and go to the ballot scanner. There, you may then cast the ballot in a ballot scanner. If the scanner returns your ballot for any reason, you may tell the judges to accept it as it is, or make changes, or get a new ballot. Our poll workers are there to help. Feel free to ask questions.
On election day, do I need to bring my ID to vote?
You probably won't need ID, but ID comes in handy if there are questions about your voter status or your signature has changed. So bring it just in case.
Where do I find my voting polling place?
Visit chicagoelections.gov and click Your Voter Information. Type in your address and name and retrieve your voter information. If you have any additional questions, call us at 312-269-7900 or visit our website at chicagoelections.gov.
All right, everyone. I had to play that video because we know we've had some changes in our polling places. We have this new thing called redistricting. Get me? And more importantly, we just want to know where we're going to go. Some of us have been, especially seniors, have been in senior buildings. Some of them have been relocated. I mean, I live on a block where now people across the street, they vote somewhere else. So we're going to try to get another special guest before election day on to talk to us about this redistricting, how it developed, and where we need to be. But I'm just going to share with you some information. That this is my card here. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, this is my card here. And let me tell you, it is critical that you do 2 things. When they come in the mail, these papers, please do not discard them. Please don't. When I voted in November of last year, I early voted, and I received something months before the redistricting. So I had 2 pieces of paper with different information. So you want to make sure that you have as much valuable and valid information as possible when you vote. Also, to your IDs, let's stop playing. You may have moved, relocated. You may have walked in, and you may be living with your children, wherever it is. You may be someone that moved into a new senior community. Hello. Make sure your IDs are in place and you have it all together, because guess what will happen? Guess what will happen? People will say that you are not registered, and that's not true. So let me not get out do my soapbox. I want to talk to the man himself who is joining us. Let me tell you, he got on, took his roller skates off. Hey, we made it. Took your roller skates off.
I'm sorry I'm late, but just like you said, I had to take my roller skates off.
Yeah, you taking care of business. That's what is critical and important. So everyone joining us, and no stranger to Chicago at all, let me tell you, is Roderick Sawyer. He is a candidate for the mayor of Chicago, February 28th, 2023. Let me tell you, we hooked up on Sunday and we have not stopped rolling. And so I'm so glad and honored that you were joining us. So if you would, Roderick Sawyer, everyone knows you from the 6th Ward. Woo-hoo, 6th Ward represent. Right. What has that momentum been for you, having served that ward so long and now moving to a newer height in a request to be mayor of the city of Chicago?
Clara, again, thank you for having me on today. It's extremely satisfying to answer your question. Just wanting to help your city where you were born and raised and you spent all your time in, just the opportunity to give back. That's what I do this for. to give back to a city that gave me so much growing up and being here to this day. I just want to make sure that I'm helpful in making sure this city runs the way it's supposed to. I have unique knowledge in assisting in that. And I like to spread that knowledge to others so that we can have a city that we can really be proud of, make sure that we're the world-class city that we know we are, but we just have to make some tweaks and some adjustments to make it right.
So let me say this. I know you have been in the council for a while.
12 years.
Having how many years?
12 years.
Oh, yeah, that's a long time. So what would be your focal point sitting in that chair on the other side? Because you're going to be looking at your colleagues now. What is that visual for you? What is your intention, or what is going to be that ambiance that you're going to bring, knowing you've been on one side, now you're sitting in a single chair operating through the council? That's an interesting question. What I want to do is ensure that my 50 colleagues and myself are working together to provide results for you, the citizens of Chicago. I think that we need a time where we can all be as one together. We're co-equal branches of government. We should be all working together toward the same goal. And from coming from one branch of government to the other, which is rare in these occasions, I think I have a unique perspective in how the council members need to work and how they need to work in conjunction with the administration. With me being part of the administration and having the years of experience on the council, I can be that bridge between those two and make sure that we're working smoothly together. And the end result is to make sure that we're serving the citizens of Chicago. This is a service-based business. If we're not taking care of you as a citizen, we're not doing our job. Absolutely. So you said something, and I had to do a footnote and wrote it down. Co-equal?
Yes. The legislative branch of government and the executive branch of government are co-equal branches of government. One is not above the other. That's why we had what we call, legally, we call this a strong council, weak mayor form of government. The primary reason being is that the council can override the decision of the mayor. If I veto something, the council has the opportunity to override that veto. That's what makes this a strong council, weak mayor form of government.
Okay, very good. Now, what I want to talk about is your successes, because there are plenty of them. Sure. Let's highlight some of those. I had a bio, but I just want you, we're going to talk like cousins because we've been in the streets together. So tell us what some of the things that are landmark that you want to continue or expound on of your successes right now.
Well, I'm proud to say that I have quite a few, both in the ward and citywide, legislatively in particular. We can start from the beginning. I like to think about it chronologically sometimes because that makes me, makes sure I can remember things.
Right.
When I first got in, I came in right after the parking meter fiasco.
Whoa.
As you well know, the parking meter fiasco was horrible for the city. We did get $1 billion and some change from it, but the people that bought the parking meters have already made more than that already, and they've only had it, about 15 years. So when I got into council, they were about to try to privatize they did privatize another division of the city, and I was just outraged because almost all those employees were black employees. So I started researching, and I talked to some other partners, and we developed an anti-privatization bill for the city of Chicago, so that we can no longer have any more parking meter deals. So I was very proud of that. Also worked on the original Fight for 15. When I was one of the original lead co-sponsors of the Fight for 15, that was during a time when everybody was telling us that it would never work. We were going from $8 and I think 75 cents an hour or something like that, $8.25, whatever it was. And our ambitious goal was to get it to 15. We had business advocates, a lot of people, even other aldermen that said it would never work, it would never get there. We continued that fight and fought it until now. We have actually over $15 hour minimum wage as we speak right now.
Very critical.
I don't know what kind of time we have, but I'll fast forward a little bit. I've worked on things like the reform provisions for the FOP contract. The last negotiation used my resolution that I filed back in 2016 and again in 19 to highlight the disparities in police operations that needed reform. And they used my resolution to enact these reforms in the last police contract.
That's big.
I've worked on business development particularly for Black people, making sure that equity is the true goal. If we're a third of this city, we should be getting roughly a third of the contracts. And I've been pushing that as an alderman throughout my career. And I've even worked on things, particularly trying to get that to make it happen. I've worked on the red light camera. I had a ordinance I introduced in 14 to ease our way out of the red and speed cameras so that we can responsibly find revenue that can replace that revenue.
Absolutely.
We all have to know, none of us like them, but the reality is between the two, we get in excess of $150 million a year from these cameras. We don't like them, but we also have to be responsible and make sure that we can find revenue replacements that can take the place of that money so that we can still provide services to the constituents.
Absolutely.
And really most recently is police reform. I've worked on quite a few things on police reform, but none more prouder than the Empowering Communities for Public Safety, of which we'll be voting on in this election. We'll be voting for community commissioners. That was the ordinance I led and sponsored for many years, almost 7 years now. And we're very excited how that's going to proceed. It's been hailed as one of the most forward-thinking public safety ordinances in the country. And I'm proud to have led that. So these are not all the things I've done.
I know.
Locally, when one of these other large retailers left, we had a problem. I encouraged an African-American businessman to come acquire that property. And we all worked together, ultimately getting the Discover Center there. And by next year, they'll be employing over 1,000 people there. They're already past the 500 employee threshold. And by next year, they'll have 1,000 employees from the neighborhood working at this location. Also, we put up almost $100 million school in Inglewood when our school was falling apart, Robeson. We had it raised and we were able to secure a new school for the residents of the ward, particularly in the Inglewood community. And these are the I've been proud of.
Not a chance. Let me say, you have been doing quite a bit. And that's what I wanted the audience to hear and the listeners, because we see the meetings and we see the big press thing and, the mayor on one side and the alderman, and it's like, what is happening? So I wanted you to talk about your successes because you've had many and you have.
And they're important, Clara, and you're absolutely right. And I guess to my fault, and I acknowledge this, I'm not a big social media presence guy, and that's my fault. I'm trying to get better at it, but I'm about doing the work, Claire. I'm about putting my head down, getting the work done, making sure that I'm doing what's best for the citizens of Chicago, and in particular the residents of the 6th Ward. And I just want to make, and people don't realize that sometimes it's like, wow, you've done all that. How come you don't post and you don't, do this and all this all the time? I don't, and I'm a little older and I just don't do that. I'm trying to do better at it, but I feel that the work is most important.
Absolutely. Well, let me tell you what, I did that for you on Sunday. So we were at Black Sunday, brought to you by Sales Breakfast Club, and she allows me an opportunity to bring in some candidates who just need to address that body of people. So thank you again, Sybil Holloway, for that opportunity and Black Sunday team. It was great. So
it was great. This
was a video that we recapped for Roderick Sawyer for Chicago at Black Sunday this past Sunday, February the 19th. Everyone stay tuned.
Wow, that's cool. You got to send me that, Clara.
I got you. Tony already has it. I got to get it to you.
Cool.
But here's the point, too. If you look at that video, there were so many people that were so glad just to see you. I mean, you know, a lot of people, and a lot of them don't know your service to the community. They may even live in your ward, and now that we have this opportunity, this is great. But there were people just like, oh my gosh! And then what I really wanted to express to you, and I thank you, is that you took your time to talk to each person. You know, and that's what doesn't happen a lot. You know, we have these things called constituent nights. We should show up for these things so that you can hear from our elected officials. We don't show up, but this is something you took your time, you engaged every person, and it was well received. So now I want to go back to something, and this is really a highlight for me. Who doesn't remember your father and who he was and who he is through you and all that good stuff? You had a career. There are pictures that we're sharing on social media of you and your father and just being, I mean, just at the table, just learning and listening and hearing. But you have something that I really like. I want you to really dig into. We got about 6 more minutes. Okay. Talk about the term that you're using called reset.
Certainly. Thank you for that, Clara. When we talk about reset, it's first of all, acknowledging that the city of Chicago does not serve everyone effectively. Mm-hmm. And that's because we're still dealing with archaic systems, even though we're in modern times. And when I say that, and just roll with me for 1 second, mm-hmm. It's not exciting, but it's very, very important. We have a system, obviously, for getting service requests from constituents, 311. And I'll just use this as an example. Mm-hmm. We have a 311 system that highly technical. You're supposed to call in, you can send pictures in, upload pictures to them. They're supposed to take those requests to the appropriate department and make sure the department receives them and responds to them. If someone does not respond effectively or quickly, then they actually been told to call your alderman. Mm-hmm. And you know what we do? We do the same thing. We put it back in the 311 system and ask, someone to respond. Or if it's an emergency, we'll call a commissioner or deputy commissioner and try to get it done. Mm-hmm. But they always want it in the system. So by calling 2 different people for the same thing is duplicitous and it's time consuming and it doesn't get you to where you need to go. For example, when people call me about tree trimming, not tree removal, tree trimming, I have to tell them 15 months. That's almost a year and a half to get a tree trim. And back in my father's day, I mean, if you needed tree trim, you just called and that tree got trimmed, in a day or 2.
Right.
But we did have different systems. We have a system that was there then. We have a system that's here now. And we just can't do the things that we used to do back then. But when we talk about reset, I want to make sure that what we're doing is for the benefit of the constituent. That means that we have to basically start from scratch, reimagine what the 21st century government looks like, and let's follow that.
Yeah.
And that's including opening up what we call our charter. We have a local constitution. It's called a charter. We have not improved our charter in decades. Every other major city does it with every 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
That's why we're stuck in the time warp that we are in right now. We're not doing things like voting by referendum. Why is the mayor presiding over the city council? That does not work. Any 7th grader can tell you that took civics. The head of the legislature head of the executive does not preside over the legislative branch. Doesn't happen anywhere in the country. Because we are about that fiefdom system that we've had for so long.
Yes, sir.
And it creates contempt between the elected and the constituents, and it does not work for anybody. We need to blow all this up and change the government structure so that it works for everyone. And I can talk about this for hours, but I'll just leave it at that.
No, we may have a chance to recap down the line before the 28th, or once you are elected, we're gonna recap. So let's do this. Having given 12 years to the 6th ward, and there are multiple candidates.
Yes. What
would you advise them? Whoever is elected in the 6th ward, what would you advise that person, that male or female, to how to be more have longevity like you did? What would be your advice to them?
First of all, care about what you do. Mm. I'm from the 6th ward. I was born in the 6th ward. I've lived with all my life. This is where I'm from. So I'm very protective of my neighborhood. I want to make sure that it gets the best that they can get. And I want whoever the next alder to come in is to keep that in mind, because it is a very difficult job if you love what you do. But all at the same time, it's a very satisfying job. But even though you're not going to always get it from your constituents, you're going to get, some conversation that may dissuade you sometimes, but you have to maintain and stay focused on why you're doing it. So if you're doing it to get a paycheck, don't do this job. If you're doing it just to get some money and you figure this is the best way to get $100 and whatever $1,000, whatever it gets paid right now, don't do this job. Resign, leave, or don't take the position. If you really care about this neighborhood, if you care about Inglewood, Park Manor, Chatham, Chesterfield, West Chesterfield, Auburn, Gresham, West Chatham, if you care about these neighborhoods, put all you have into it. Make sure that you're doing the right thing. The buck does stop with you. You engage your community, you do all that you can, but please understand that at the end of the day, sometimes you have to make a decision, and you're going to have to live and die with that decision, and make sure that it's the right one, and that's going to benefit the majority of the 6th Ward.
Wow. So we're going to have a fun fact, because I have to always squeeze that in. What is well, first of all, let me say those who were in attendance. I learned that Roderick Sawyer can also be a DJ. Maybe he'll do the Senior Talk anniversary party coming up. That's down the line. But what is your political campaign song? Everybody ain't no stopping us now. What is that one song that motivates you that would be a political campaign song for you right now?
How about Cheryl Lynn, You Made My Day?
All right.
Particular part with thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I like that. Okay, very good. Okay, let me put that down. Thank you, Shirley. So we are 6 days and some hours from the 28th of February. What is your mission? Where are we going? How can we support? What do you need us to receive your vote, or for us to cast a vote for you? Where do we need to be to support your efforts?
Well, thank you for that. One, I just want, if you're interested in our candidacy, you can always reach us at Sawyer for Chicago. That's Sawyer, the number 4, Chicago.com. And please, those that are interested in our candidacy, in addition to voting, and I want to make sure everybody votes. Of course, I want people to vote for me, but more importantly, I want everyone to exercise that franchise, and please vote, whether it's for me or not me, but please do this because it's far too important. We cannot really have the power that we deserve until we exercise this that costs us nothing. Please vote. But please, if you those that want to vote for me, please, in addition to voting, tell your family, your friends, putting on a text chain, share our stuff from social media. Do it all we can. We don't have a lot of money. We're not, because we're not beholden to any special interests. We don't have a lot of money, but what we do have are good relationships all throughout the city. Please, if you see this and you like what we're talking about, in addition to voting, share this information to your loved ones, to your friends, to all those that you know that will be voting either early or on the 28th.
Absolutely. And this is what I want your closing remark to be. How do you talk to the longtime voters, the seniors? Oh, he leaving our ward, our alderman. You know how we do. The seniors are so loyal. I tell my older persons that I'm not going anywhere. First of all, right.
As mayor, I will still be in the 6th Ward. And what better mayor would you have than a mayor from your community, right, from your 6th Ward that ascend up to the 5th floor and is going to make sure that the 6th Ward gets taken care of, first of all.
Absolutely.
But I also want to tell my older persons that we love you, we respect you, we honor you, and we're going to do what's right by you, whether I'm mayor or not. I'm going to, especially now that I'm approaching that age now, Clara.
No, you're getting better with age. Don't say that.
60 years old, Clara, so
you're getting better with age.
Up there, so yeah, I'll be considered an older person in a couple of months, and I want to make sure that we get all the rights and benefits that we're entitled to.
I know that's right. And Senior Talk with Clara will definitely work along with you, because our older population they're loyal voters. Let me tell you, yes, I went all the way back to June of 2022. And Mary Ahern from Channel 5, she said the seniors were already at 60-something% on election day voting. So we got to show up. Stop playing.
We're going to show up.
Take your kids to the poll. Grandma, you watching the grandkids, take them to the polls with you. Let them see the experience. It is an experience, and it's an honor, and they should be there as well. So, Roger Sawyer, we're going to close out with one of your messages, but you have been great. Everyone, Sawyer for Chicago. That's SAWYER, the number 4 Chicago.com. He is also a paid candidate to Senior Votes Matter and Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard, and we have been in the community. And just hear his closing remark here in this video. And we thank you for your time, and we look forward to supporting your success. And you keep on at the Oval, you keep on keeping on.
I appreciate you, Claire.
All right, stand by. I want you to see this closing video. Everyone, thank you for making us a part of your day. Everyone, stay tuned.
Some mayoral candidates promise you the world. I delivered. My dad showed me how to get things done, so I worked with cops and activists to pass the police oversight law. I pushed through parking meter reform and a $15 minimum wage. It's time to deliver progress for all of Chicago.
Amen. So everyone, our guest today, Roger Sawyer for Chicago, or SawyerForChicago.com. God bless you. Stay easy. Thank you, Tony, and your entire team. They worked hard. They pressing hard,
yes,
and I look forward to supporting your efforts.
We're small, but we work very hard. We're nonstop. All gas, no brakes right now.
That's right. All hands on deck. All hands on deck. So God bless you. Thank you again, Roger, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
God bless you.
All right. Take care. Absolutely. Everyone, we have had a wealth of a day, let me tell you. So we're going to close out our program, but please remember, in complete darkness, we are all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. I've been your granddaughter in the community, known as Clara Hubbard, and we will see you next time for Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard.